This is the Milo Sweet Podcast, where you learn to be resourceful, find quick and clever ways to overcome life's challenges. And guess what? Achieve more with less. Use what you have to get where you're trying to go. Learn to do difficult. And for excuses, get rid of them. I mean, all of them. They're dead to me. Let's go. Okay, so I'm still on this topic. I want to talk about friendship, and I think it's just an interesting topic and something that I want to delve into. So I literally just got an email. It's today at 6 a.m. from Vanessa Van Edwards. She does this organization or a company. It's called The Science of People. So she does a lot of research on people, communicating, and I find her content interesting. I just recently signed up for her emails, and her title is called Fake Friends. I love it because I was just talking about relationships and should you get rid of them before the new year, or should people get rid of you? I mean, sometimes it's mutual. Don't think you're just sitting in the seat choosing. Sometimes people need to get rid of you as well because you're not a good fit for them, and that can be a compliment. It does not have to mean that you have to have ill will towards someone. Sometimes it's just better for that season. Sometimes it's better for forever. And you can still be nice and kind and move on. So it says, "Hi, Mila. Hey, girl. Do you know what the worst kind of relationship is? Not difficult people. Not enablers. Well, that's what, this is her email, not mine. Not toxic people. Nope. Ambivalent relationships. These type of relationships cause the most emotional strain, take the most energy, and are most damaging. Check this out. Psychologist Bert Ucchino we'll see, found that the more the ambivalent relationship, or ambivalent, I'm not really sure how to say it, relationships you have, the more likely you are to have higher rates of depression, stress, and dissatisfaction in your life. I agree. People who can't decide or can't speak up, honestly, initially don't bother me. But over time, as you grow and develop, you sometimes need people in your life in a different way. It doesn't mean that you need more of them. You just need a concentrated version of them. So if you're only going to spend 15 minutes with them, you might need a lot of things very direct and to the point. If you're going to spend 18 hours with them, they might have a little bit of time, to kind of, figure out the best way to tell you, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, you should have people that want to keep it real. So today, when you analyze relationships, you need to see the scale. So it's undermining on one side, and the middle is ambivalent, and then on the other side is supportive. So there's like a scale. And Vanessa says that she's all too familiar with this. A few years ago, I had a friend who made me feel bad, but I didn't realize it at first. That's the point that I want to make. Sometimes you don't realize it, but you should pay attention to how you leave after you feel with them. For some people, I'm just like too much, and that's okay. And they may need someone else, and I think that that's okay. That's why you can choose friends. And for some people, maybe they're too not like. I like, if you have a soft, but I tend to do very well with direct. I'm not a fan of passive aggressive. I have a hard time understanding that. And then it becomes like a maze that we're playing, and it's exhausting for me. I just feel like, just tell me if I messed up or not. And then tell me how to fix it if you know, or let's figure out together. So I prefer that. Or if you give me the cold shoulder, I prefer you to tell me, but then I'm like, ooh, I got the cold shoulder. What's going on? Let me investigate. Because at least I know you made a decision and I understand your decision. A few years ago, I had a friend who made me feel bad, but I didn't realize it at first. It was a bit of a slow burn. After hanging out with her, I would leave feeling drained. I felt anxiety when I saw her name pop up in my text messages, and I started to dread hanging out with her. I understand this as well. There's times I've hung out with people and all of a sudden I'm ungrateful. I don't like that feeling. And then it happened. In 2016, I had a dream come true. Captivate, originally called Science of People, was just picked up by Penguin Random House. It's a book deal. I was thrilled beyond belief. I sat down with this friend at brunch and she said, "But aren't you worried no one will read it? There is no way you will be able to run your business and write a book and not, well, at least Do you think you are qualified? Hate. Or I think a friend could be hating on you if they don't tell you the truth about something. I do. Because I also feel like, however, though, sometimes people don't want to hear the truth about themselves. So they may not be ready to hear that in doses. And so that's why they're more gentle with you. So it might not be personal. I was crushed, not only by her comments, but in the moment I realized she was a fake friend. I see you. You're fake. It's a little mean. Little meme. But this is not the worst part of the story. I'm actually embarrassed to tell you this. I kept being friends with her because I was afraid of setting boundaries. Wrong. Boundaries are good. I didn't think I deserved better. Wrong. You do. I didn't know how to break up with her. Just stop. I feel like our phones help making breakup super easy. Just block the person. If you don't know what to do, block them. I think here's the thing. Okay. If you take time, you consider things, and you're willing to talk about things, and you can, what is it called? You can figure out how to be mature enough and have a responsible conversation. Sure, talk to them about it. But if your friend is going to treat you like that, I got a feeling they may not care about your words. I'm not saying don't try, because I think the worst thing you could do is not try. I've learned that, where I thought, oh, I made an assumption, and then I realized over time that if I had talked to them about it, it would have gone better, or at least solidified, okay, I didn't understand that correctly. I don't think you can misunderstand the words she just had. It took me years to find the self-worth to say, don't worry, I'm talking about that journey in my next email. My mission is to make sure it doesn't take you nearly as long. Here's the bottom line. You deserve to be around good people. Amen to that. You know you have a fake friend if you share good news and they're less than thrilled. Or they try to one-up your good news with their good news. I've done that. I've done it on accident, not on purpose, like trying to put... It's just when people say things, I get excited and I'm like, oh, and I did this. And what about you? You did that? Cool. But then I realized in reflection, like, if I see like, oh, their face changes, and then I realize maybe that wasn't the right thing to say. Maybe I should have just focused on them. So that has been something, I have had to grow in, because I didn't mean to one up them. I was really just excited and was like sharing news too. And we were going back and forth, but I realized that it could, steal their shine. And that's not a good friend. When they're sharing with you, sometimes it's just okay to focus on them. Or they ask dream killer questions that shoot down your excitement and leaving you feeling confused and sad. Sometimes killing a dream is okay if you're strong enough to revive it. I've gotten dreams killed and I'm like, oh, okay, so you mean to do this, this, and that. So I think it's all the intent behind it. If it's malicious intent, it's different than if it's like, hey, I'm not really sure how that's going to work. I need you to help me with this, that, or I can't see it. I think that I want to separate those. That's just picking out the holes or things that might weaken the idea. So it's different. But I will say that the questions that she asked, she was not trying to help. She wasn't saying like, hey, do you need help working out a schedule to figure out how you're going to do everything? None of that. She's just like, girl, ain't gonna work. So no more. That's it. Life is too short to spend time with people who are not truly supporting you. And that might mean making some hard decisions, looking at tough choices, and facing difficult truths. Have you ever heard of the amazing Marie Kondo's, whatever, method for decluttering your life? I want to teach you how to declutter your relationships. Let's call it the Van Edwards method. I created a step-by-step. I looked at it. It's interesting for sure. You can totally get it if you sign up for her emails. And why fake friends are ruining you and how to end a friendship. I think try to talk to people, but I also think it depends on the kind of friend you have. If you're dealing with a ticking time bomb, I wouldn't go over that to blow up. Like, that's not even fun. I could try and say, hey, I might have a taste and see, like, hey, I want to talk to you about our friendship. I have some concerns, and see if they go well. But also, if you're dealing with someone passive aggressive, they'll just never even admit that they're even doing anything. If you're dealing with someone who just doesn't even know how to say what they think and feel, they're just going to project. So if you do go and talk to them, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying if you do, just know that you're doing it for the record. You're doing it for yourself, and you're doing it to see if you can salvage your friendship. But be okay if you get different results, because they're telling you their truth, and let them feel that way. And I do believe that good people are out there, people who want to see you win, people who are not jealous of you, people who like hearing your good news, and people who believe in your ideas. Even when you make mistakes, they pick you back up and they say, that's okay. I'm going to help you get more gas in this car. That's what's most important. So where are you with these friendships? Are you having friendships that are draining you, that are pulling on you, and that are not giving anything back? Am I one of those friends to you? I actually, even if it's me, get rid of it. I think try to talk to people about things. If someone reaches out and they say, hey, I want to know what happened with our friendship, I think talk about it. Absolutely. But I also think that you have to really, I think you just have to be okay. I think talk about it. If you're trying to approach it to end a friendship and that person's not ready to let go, then you have to know that could be a result, and that doesn't mean that you're deciding something wrong. If you're talking to the friendship to see if you can work on it, to see if it should be ended, be okay if the person is just offended and doesn't like the feedback. A lot of times we don't even have these skills in our personal life. We have all the skills in our work life, but for some reason they don't translate to our personal life. Right? So I say figure out what's best for you and decide to get there, go there, and be okay traveling light. Be okay traveling with people, but it should not slow you down and burden you. There's friends that I feel like it's an honor to help them. It's an honor to do that. But sometimes you can't help friends in the way they want to be helped. And that you have to be okay with that as well. I think what friends need changes. And so sometimes you're just like, I just can't do that. Like I would want to, but I really can't do it that way. So you have to accept my offering. And if you can't, then that's a break, end of a friendship. I don't think friends are disposable, but I do believe in growing and developing. And I just never want to wake up wondering, how did I get here? And not realizing the people around you, you allow them to steal your future from you, your dreams. And that there are people that really have like such great excitement and just super happy to support you. Did you know that you could impact my podcast by liking, subscribe, reviewing, and sharing? And also donating? You would totally make my day. Come on, make my dreams come true. All right, that's another episode in the books. Hello? I said it's over. Why are you still listening? Like, seriously, the episode is over. If you're still listening right now, you know what? You're probably a chronic procrastinator. Guess what? I'm still listening to you. Come on, for real, seriously. We gotta go do something productive. No, like for real. No, for real. Okay, you can keep listening.